Hey everybody, how you doing? Time for another video. So my last video talked actually a good amount about the possessed, and that's just because it's such like a fascinating topic. Um, and that's what this video is going to concern itself with, the possessed. So to start off with it, um, as I said, the possessed are beings who are now, in the case of a complete possessed, it is somebody who is now bound to a demon. I'm not talking about beings who are struggling with a demon. That is still possession, but that's on a different scale of possession. That can really be dealt with I said with twice. That can be dealt with by exorcism to a good extent, and the demon it hasn't taken hold. It's not now a part of that person. Um, in the case of a complete possession, they are now or at least what I call, the imbued. Um, so, in the case of voluntary possession, you have people like, and my healing friend, she becomes imbued with the energies of this being. She can now use its abilities. They are kind of thinking on like the same level, and then it leaves her, and she is now no longer bound to it. Um, Voluntary possession is like it's like a faucet. If I want to put on full water, I can just do it, and there you go, full possession. And it's voluntary, so I can also shut it off. I don't have to hold on to the will of that being. In the case of involuntary possession, there's so much gook in the sink that, like, once you get enough water in, you can't really shut it off, and now it's just constant water, and it's messy. That's kind of what happens to the imbued. They are so full of this demon, and there's so much part of it that it's so hard to get them out. And exorcism, it has to be a very strong exorcism. So let's just talk about the physicality of the imbued. So the imbued are now harboring vast demonic energies. An average human being contains only enough energy to do what it has to do. There are psychics who are capable of doing a little bit more, but again, that's like a gift. In the case of the imbued, they now have this mass amount of energy going through them, and they are intrinsically designed to do bad. um, and this energy lends itself to them in various ways. Some are capable of telekinesis, though not all. A lot of them, with this now incredible amount of energy, can send it directly into their organs or into their muscles. We call this vigor. Um, when a imbued invokes vigor, they become incredibly strong. They can also heal very quickly. They become very difficult to deal with, and oftentimes you will be able to see aspects of this come out in them physically, like their eyes will change color, things like that. It's pretty freaky. Um, the imbued are capable of doing anything that the demon was capable of doing now in a more physical sense. So while true shape-shifting can happen, it rarely does. More often it'll be like they can take on aspects of things. These people, though, are now very strong. Um, and again, they are inherently dangerous. They will try to harm humanity, they'll try to harm anything that is good. And now with this incredible amount of power, they're not completely themselves anymore, they're kind of like kicked out. Um, and it's very difficult to deal with. One of the ways we deal with them is with blessed objects and incredible amounts of exorcism. That doesn't always work. These imbued are capable of being harmed by ritualistically charged objects, so like holy water. Um, Cold iron doesn't really hurt them too much because they're not spiritual anymore. Like, it can sap some of their power, but it's not going to kill them. In the case of the imbued, by the way, death is almost always, not almost always, and I hate saying this, but like, there's really not a whole lot you can do, and they are violent. They will try to kill, they will do everything in their power to make sure that you do not survive an encounter with them if they know you're a hunter at least. And while some are very intelligent and very aware, there are many who are violent and brutish. Um, and it kind of makes up this very large hierarchy, and it exists in our world. But so these imbued are demons in the flesh. They are capable of doing some incredible things. Magic is like their life. They are capable of dark magic. They're capable of some really horrific things, and they must be dealt with. Um, there are ways of doing that, but they are scary. They are literally capable of things that most human beings are not. They're capable of jumping like 12 feet in the air like it's crazy. Um, and they will do everything to fulfill the sin or the vice that the inhabiting spirit wants. So, for example, in the case of a spirit of greed, it'll do everything, or gluttony, because that's a much easier example. It'll do everything in its power to keep on eating and eating and eating, and eventually it might even start eating people, or livestock or something. Again, must be dealt with. Exorcism works, doesn't work always. A common trope of the imbued is that they are what we would call monsters, and that's somewhat true. They are living beings now filled with this presence that is destroying everything. That's really what they are. They're just destruction. And they must be destroyed as well. Although, there should be better ways. But so yeah, that's how the imbued work. They're not fun. And yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Next one are rogues. I'll get to what those are in a minute. And yeah, hope you guys like the video. Alright, rate, comment, subscribe, and happy hunting.